Hello guys, we quick note here. You might hear a lot of sort of background noise. It's the fan on the computer, you know, doing its thing. A quick disclaimer: this video's been done with no script written or no plan behind it. So I'm afraid if you're watching, you're just gonna have to roll with the punches. Pun intended. So, and it's not, it can be boxing related if you want, but I could talk about sports in general on this topic, and it's whether athletes are getting too much money. And obviously, I'm going to be biased and talk about it in a boxer's perspective. I think it's an important topic. It's an interesting topic to discuss because a lot of people who aren't into sports can argue that athletes may get paid too much money. If you're in a particular sport, you might feel that they don't get enough money, and I'm going to give my views on this topic. You see, as a general rule of thumb in life, they have sayings like skills pay the bills. Now, a lot of people, including myself, take that with a pinch of salt. But if you take this saying into context for a minute, you'll realise what you say when you look at top athletes who are earning millions of pounds a year or dollars. It's true, and even skilled professionals outside of sports get paid a lot of money. There's no, what was I going to say? There's no doubt that if you're good at something, especially if you're extremely good at it and within the top 20% in your business or area or what have you, you're going to get paid more money. If you're a very, very skilled barber and you cut celebrities' hairs and you're extremely skilled at it, there's no doubt that you're going to get paid more money than someone who's mediocre at it. And the same applies in sport. And obviously, as well as the skill gap in sport, there's other things you have to consider, like experience, management teams, business side of it. I think, for me anyway, it comes down to risk reward. I think the more of a risk you have to take, the higher the reward should be. Sometimes that can be the case, sometimes it can't. But as good as skill is, if you're not taking a massive gamble and gambling your life, I don't feel you should get paid as much as someone who is. Obviously, sport isn't necessarily like that. Like, if you take football is like one of the most popular sports. Well, in the UK anyway, it's massive in the UK. If you're from the UK, you'll know. Like, football is ridiculously popular, and the players get 200 grand a week. Do I think they deserve as much money as a boxer? I don't. Do I think they should earn as much money as a motorcycle racer? No, I do not. But I see the other side of it as well, which is it's to do with the popularity as well. Yeah, it does sound like it sounds like I'm speaking a lot of common sense here, which I am, but I'm trying to make a few points to see if you get the gist of it. And obviously, the top guys are going to get the most money, and I think even if you're not a very high level professional footballer, I still think the pay is pretty good. If any of you know what the lower guys get, let me know. But I'm sure football being football in the UK, they're bound to be getting good money. Amateur footballers are getting paid £200 or £300 a week, I hear. So that seems decent enough for guys that are, I don't know, 17, 18 or whatever age you can be. Now obviously I'm going to have to go into boxing. I obviously think boxers should get paid more. Yes, I am biased because I'm not a big football fan and I'm more of a boxing fan. But I think that the risk should equal the reward. They're taking more risks. They're gambling their life every time they go on a boxing ring. It's not like a football pitch where you can go on and play and you're fine, and you don't really necessarily get concussions unless you have an injury or something on court. Understandable enough. There's obviously some risk involved. I mean, nothing. You can't really have risk-free sport. Otherwise, I don't know. You must be literally just walking. So I forgot where I was going. I knew this one stripped it. It doesn't matter, but I'll just ramble on. But as I was saying before, yes, massive risk going into a boxing ring. And as well as that, boxing is very physically, very taxing on the body. Which is another reason why I think they should get paid more. And they're not getting paid weekly either. They're getting paid per fight, per photo shoot, maybe if they do sponsorships. But footballers get paid weekly, so you know it goes without saying, if you're going to get paid in a lump sum, you're going to have to get a lot to keep you going. I may come back on talking about this particular thing later on if I remember, but I'll go on to something a bit different. Well, not different, but it's a little bit. You just know when I talk about it. Boxers obviously, like when boxers get to their mid-30s, they should probably think about cashing in and making smart investments, as the likes of Floyd Mayweather did. What was I going to say? Yes, smart investments. That obviously means fighting the right opponent, having the right promotion team. Yes, I know what I was going to say. They have nothing to fall back on. I don't know what it's like for footballers, but I know for boxing, that's why you see people coming out of retirement, because they either have no money, they're going broke, or, well, it could just be because they enjoy the sport, but usually it's money issues. The likes of Joe Lewis and Shane Mosley, I believe. A lot of people think now that David Hay is doing that for the same thing. I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But a lot of boxers don't have anything to fall back on because they put all the work into boxing and they end up actually not getting an education, or maybe they do have an education but they're not skilled in anything else. And we are lucky to have some boxers that do have actually university degrees and stuff, and I think that's also good from a role models perspective as well. I think that helps influence younger kids who are into boxing. That boxers aren't necessarily brain dead people who, don't think for themselves, or brain dead people. Because I mean, Vladimir Klitschko has a PhD. Juan Manuel Marquez has a degree in accounting. Nathan Cleverley's got a degree in maths. Ollie Harrison's got a degree in sports and leisure management or something. I think that helps from a role model's perspective. But as well as that, you have to think, well, if Vladimir Klitschko is a doctor, then when he retires, look what he's got to fall back onto. I mean, he's literally got another profession or career to fall back onto when he's done with boxing. And that's also going to help with financial security. And it's just going to stop, getting bored and all that. It's going to stop athletes from getting depressed. Athletes can get depressed when they get injured or whatever, or they retire and they're missing the sport, because unfortunately the fame and the money and the popularity and even just enjoying the sport, which I keep bringing up, it can get a bit of an addiction. Like you can get a bit of an addiction to it. And I even find when I'm not training, I feel more down and I don't feel as full of purpose as I do when I am training, because it's a therapeutic thing as well as just getting in shape and stuff like that. So it's always good to have something to fall back onto, and yeah, that's a good thing, especially if you have to retire early, like the likes of Nick Blackwell. Unfortunately, his career had to end, and it'd be good if he had something to fall back onto. I'm not sure how he's getting on now, but it's always good to have a safety net to fall into. And as the risk they're taking, I think most boxers, if not all boxers, should be millionaires. You have people risking their lives fighting dangerous opponents for like 200 grand, and as nice as a sum of money that is, realistically, if you want to live a fancy lifestyle for years to come, you need to cash in. As far as football, I don't know a lot about football, but I can imagine when they do retire, they probably have some sort of income. I'm not sure. I understand. I do think footballers do get ridiculous sums of money. Not everyone can play football to the way they can play it. I mean, they are outstanding. But as far as the risk reward thing, yeah, it's I don't want to say unfair, but it's not nice. What was I going to? But I understand the popularity of football. Football is very popular in the UK, and that's probably why they do get paid a lot of money, because there's a lot of supply and demand for football in certain countries, or soccer, depending where you're from. It's kind of like the NFL and stuff like that as well, and the NBA. They're probably more popular than boxing in America, and I've talked about in a previous video how the American boxing market is poor. So, do I think athletes get paid too much? Yes and no. Some do, some don't. Some don't get paid enough, some get paid too much. The likes of Floyd Mayweather, he's done excellent to make the money he's making. I mean, the 300 million or 250 million for the Pacquiao fight, I don't feel he deserved it based on the performance he gave, but he doesn't have to, and if he keeps us not spending his money like a lunatic, he's safe. And unfortunately, you can't say that for the likes of, like, even if you took Derek Chisora, for instance. Derek Chisora's had a few nice paydays, but I think he's just hanging in there for a payday, to be honest with you. And there's been boxers from the past. Some say Danny Williams was the same. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about Danny Williams apart from the fact that he knocked out Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson was at the back end of his career. I suppose if athletes had business knowledge, now obviously Marquez will have accountant knowledge, so that will help him. If athletes were trained in the business side of their money, then I think it would be the best thing for them. If they had an education to fall back onto, but I mean, if you make enough money for an athlete, then you can retire and you don't have something to fall back onto unless you want to. But at the end of the day, look, I don't really get too caught up in athletes getting paid so much. I mean, if you can get paid millions of pounds for doing what you enjoy and you're being a role model for kids, why not? Yes, I do believe that the more risky sports should get paid more, but that's outside of my control. I can't do nothing about it. This is just the popularity of the sports. I don't believe that boxers get overpaid as such. Maybe a few, like the Joshua, I'd say, no, I know gets overpaid. But apart from that, I think the payday in terms of boxing is alright. Likes of motorcycle and all, it's not great. Basketball, good pay, very entertaining. Football, and I think too much, but even the lower guys are getting good pay. Whereas the lower boxers and MMA guys, they're getting, they're not getting what they should be getting. Some of them are doing like a job on top of doing it. So I don't know, risk reward, and I guess popularity is an essential key to securing your finance. Like Muhammad Ali could do, or Floyd Mayweather could do, getting your name out there, and doing stuff. And Conor McGregor as well, because you have to remember, UFC was a dead sport until he came into it. Now I knew a few UFC guys. I'm not a UFC fan, I wouldn't call myself a UFC fan, and I've knew UFC guys in the past, but in terms of what Mayweather or McGregor's done, it's brilliant. And look, you're not here forever, and if you need money and you do it by doing what you love, and you can cash out and you can retire whenever there's people working in ordinary jobs, working until they're in their 60s or 50s or whatever, go and do it. I mean, it's not being greedy. That's just the facts of life. If you're very skilled at something, you're going to reap the rewards from it. So that's the bottom line. Is the better you are at something, at a skill, and the more popular you are, and the more market you get, then so be it. Do what you do. Anyways, look, I have to wrap this up now. It's nearly 20 minutes. If you watched all the way on to the end, thank you very much. I did enjoy talking about this. I hope to pump out some more videos very soon. Give me video suggestions and things to do, I wouldn't mind. Please try and challenge me, maybe comments. I don't mind. I like having a wee debate if that's what you're into. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next video.